Jack here with Jill.
Hi there.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Thanks and welcome to the call. Please give us a shout out in the chat box if you can hear us okay and the audio is okay.
I think it's a yes because Kathleen said hi.
We are actually in the same room, in the same state.
Oh my
using the same microphones and stuff.
Well, we've been in the same state, just not necessarily the same room. So this is good. Loud and clear. Are we the same level and it's all a good one? So yeah, okay, I got a curious thing. We're both very quiet.
We just turned it way up, so it should be much better now.
All right. Hopefully that's good there.
Awesome.
Okay. Yay.
I'm the reader today. Jill's the answerer.
I can do it. I can see from here. Okay. So yeah.
Let's jump right in.
Yeah. Okay. So Rod asked, when the deed is 2/3 to one owner and 1/3 to another other owner as joint tenants, and all but one owner dies, is the property then hers?
Yes.
If it's joint tenants with rights of survivorship, which it usually is why you do joint tenants, then yep, that's the whole point. It doesn't go to the heirs, it goes to the surviving
Here's
person.
How joint tenants works in 15 seconds or less. There's 3 people on the deed with all signed as joint tenants with rights of survivorship. 2 people die. The third person, regardless of what it says in their will, owns all the property.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Good question. Okay. Yep. Hold on a second. All right. Steve asks, getting ready to download RealQuest Pro data. Did a 5 to 5 acre search up to $20,000 in value and only got 125 records. At 5 to 10 acres, I'm getting 840 records. Since I want to mail about 500, it is looking like I need to expand the search criteria wider than the training example.
That's an option. I just went through this with a member who's on the call. We did it live on a deal review today. That's one option. You can expand the criteria. Another option is you can expand acreage. I would recommend expanding acreage and also removing the 20K value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do away with the 20K value or consider doing that. And you'll get a slightly more hate, but the potential for getting more deals and better deals is way better, is higher, much higher.
Yeah, because you know what? I mean, here's the thing, Steve. So many of these properties are assessed a lot lower than what they're really worth, which is really good. Because like imagine, you have a property you paid, you bought a property 10 years ago, let's just say, and it keeps going up in value. Are you going to really run down to the assessor and say, hey, by the way, it's worth more. You should up your value on my property, and I'm happy to pay you more taxes to accommodate that? No, we're not going to do that. So there might be stuff in there, so that's not necessarily an accurate figure is what I'm trying to say.
Jill and I are getting reports and thank you notes like we never have before from people who are in our group who are mailing property out. They're removing that upper value, that 20K value, and they're just letting it rip like Luke Smith style. And they're buying really valuable property for very little money. So I would recommend that you remove that upper value and see where you are there. Mm-hmm. I have to say, Steve, mailing 500 letters out is too small. Mm-hmm. I'd choose another county and diversify the whole thing and probably try to get 1,500 out.
Yeah. Good job. Many of us have, by the way, done it wrong.
My hand is raised right now.
And sent out mailers, almost insulting, and then still got some juice back from that.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Don't worry about that part.
Some of us have incorrectly priced mailers. My hand's in the air, right? I include myself. Mm-hmm. Incorrectly priced mailers too high and had to explain for 3 days straight on the phone why I can't buy your property.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. Err on the side of too low than too high to save yourself all the calls coming back, all the happy people calling you back. Hey, Ferone, quick question. Why do you guys not allow text over the pictures in Landpin? I know I saw that. often add pics of nearby attributes, lakes, casinos, etc., and label the picture itself along with distance to sweeten the listing. We're really trying to push the nearby attractions. You know what? Because it's our site and we like it to be clean when they see that lead photo. Any other photo, knock yourselves out.
Knock yourself out on all the photos except the lead photo.
Exactly.
Because what ends up happening is, and you might, Ferone, you might be the exception. Mm-hmm. You actually know how to use graphics and space it correctly. And bear in mind, when you throw a picture up in Landpin or anywhere else, people might be looking at it in Chrome. They might be looking at it on an iPhone or a tablet. So it's got to scale. And it's very difficult with text scalability on that first image. I don't want to do an IT lesson here, but I agree with you. I mean, if you look at, if you go through the program, I say put text and arrows and make it different. Mm-hmm. Knock yourself out on the second picture.
Yeah, all the other ones, just not the lead. It just, when you look at our site, it looks so nice when I go check it out. And it's just in pretty photos. That's what we want. And then
try the hover over. So if you hover over on those, on the second and third and eighth, the image comes up. It looks good. Mm-hmm. Look at Luke Smith's stuff. It looks really good. The secondary, and he's got a video on almost every property.
Mm-hmm. Rick asks, "Hey guys, Rick here. I'm a new member. Awesome. Excited about the program. Thank you for all of the very hard work that you both have put in to make this available to us all." Oh, you're welcome, Rick. I remember listening to a recent podcast on Jack's data review where you mentioned a bundle discount for consult calls with Jack. We talked about that. We haven't done that. I want to complete a few with him as I complete mailings. Is that still available, Jack?
So it was somebody's suggestion to do a bundle. David Van Stinky's Day suggestion, which we never agreed to, and I don't think it's a good idea.
That's so funny.
It was a suggestion that we talked about, and maybe we'll do it. I'm just joking around.
It hasn't passed our test yet. So here's our only issue with this is, as much as we love and appreciate doing these consulting, one of the reasons that we do this member call right now for free for everyone to ask these questions is to get as much out as we can at one time when there's only two of us. And Jack especially could spend all week doing nothing but consulting, and then we'd never have anything else coming out of him. And I need him for other projects. Is that okay? All right. So, all right.
She uses me for other projects, not needs me.
The garage is just not going to organize itself. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No, it's more like, is this done yet? Is this done yet? Can I work on the site now? Can I tell people about this? That's what's going on. So that's the scoop. Rod asked, even though it's an undivided interest deed, it's the first one I've seen. Oh, where it's a 2/3, 1/3. Yeah, that's not crazy. It's probably because they put in 2/3 of the money and he put in 1/3 of the money.
I've honestly never seen a joint tenants deed where they said you own 2/3 of it and I own 1/3 of it. Never. In my life, I've never seen a joint tenants deed like that. Have you?
It doesn't seem crazy to me. I don't know. I think I've seen weird things.
I don't think the deed is a place to do that. I think that if you own an LLC, if two guys own an LLC and one guy owns 2/3 of the shares and one guy owns 1/3, mm-hmm. and XYZ, the same LLC owns the property, that's how you do that.
I've seen funky things because two couples are married, one's not married, so they word it funky to make sure it's fair. I've seen some weird stuff.
In case you don't know, filing an LLC and putting a partnership together like that takes maybe a half hour and about $100. It's really easy to internet. You don't have to talk to anybody. Mm-hmm. I just did one and another one in Arizona, and as time goes by, it gets easier and easier and easier.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rod's so sweet. Oh, sorry, we forgot. We're getting away from deep questions. I retract my question.
After we answered it.
Hey, you know what?
I'm going to go clean the garage.
Excuse me. Rod gets some Jill bonus points for paying attention. And I appreciate that. Thank you, Rod. We did a show. I'll tell you, we did a show today, recorded coming out in the next couple of days, which is about not getting hung up on the details and really thinking about the big picture. And I think everyone's going to really enjoy that show, and it ties into that, Rod, and you'll really like it.
I mean, everybody pipe in. But do you want to hear about the big picture, how to really succeed at this? Or do you guys want to answer, joint tenants with rights of survivorship
Right.
Yeah. Which one would you like?
Exactly.
You can sit here and do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's very true. Let's see.
How to make $100,000 a month, or how to deed property over to someone else.
Thank you, Jack. Good point. All right. Mason asked, thanks, Mason. I recorded my first purchase ever. Congratulations. With the county today. Super exciting. Heck yeah. I have 3 interested buyers. How awesome is that? You just recorded it. Now you already have some buyers right now knocking on your door. But all 3 are interested in financing.
Good.
Since my first deal in financing is more complex, should I wait for a cash buyer?
You should, well, if there's 3 deals, you should, I always recommend in the beginning. Is this person brand new?
This is his first one recording. It's 3 people wanting that one property.
Oh, okay. No, I'd sell for cash.
Yeah. You know what? It's okay to, here's my thoughts, Mason. You're being totally awesome. I mean, you are being awesome. You're being totally honest. I would have no trouble calling these guys back and say, you know what? Look, I got 3 of you interested in this property. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make you the offer. And it's a first come, first served deal. I'm not looking to finance it. I was really looking to get out of cash, but I will let it go for X. And if interested, let me know. And if not, that's okay.
Or please make me the best cash offer you can, consider.
That's true. Highest and best. Everybody knows what that means.
Put it on them.
That's a really good one.
There's some people, we used to do this a long time ago, where every single property we offered for sale was about on terms with a cash discount. And we ended up selling more cash than, more cash sales than term sales.
Mm-hmm. And when you're starting out, so I'm with you, Mason. That's nice. It's good place to be. And those financing people, it's okay to tell them, sorry, this is a cash transaction. And that's it, and move on.
Yeah.
And I want you to do that. You want to build up your cash right now. Anyway.
That's a great, yeah, exactly, Joe. You saved me from saying it. If you're brand new, you want a $50,000 acquisition fund as fast as possible.
Exactly. Okay. Tomas asks, this is a good one. What specific skills do you need to know to work on Excel? I use Excel at work, and I know the basics like copy and paste, but not Bulldog building spreadsheets that do cash slices or anything like that.
Calculations.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend that you go to Microsoft.com and, search through that massive website. There's a tremendous amount of free stuff there. And take the course. Everything's free. I really think you can actually even call or, they'll give you a tutor. Somebody told me that they'll assign a person to you to help you in Excel personally. It's all for free. So, and then YouTube, YouTube is just an endless resource for any of this kind of stuff. I don't know about the rest of everybody here, but I live in YouTube for answering tiny little questions. Mm-hmm. I changed the headlight. I'll never do this again. I changed the headlight on a 1998 Lexus sedan.
Oh, yes.
I will never do that. And there's a very detailed video on YouTube on how to do it. So, which gave me a false sense of security.
Right.
And what a mess that was.
Yeah, there's things you can do with YouTube and things you cannot do with YouTube. Thank you, Jack. Jack just clarified it. Excel, yes. Headlight, no.
Yeah. Japanese headlight. Yeah. Over-engineers Japanese headlight.
Nope. Okay. Luke asks, do you ever look up how the owner gets the land you're buying and care?
Sort of.
Yeah, sometimes. If so, what kinds of red flags do you just stop and skip the deal?
So let's take that question right there. So what he's asking is, how did this person acquire it? Did they acquire it did they buy it from an unrelated third party in 1940? Green light. Red light and green light this. Ready?
Okay. I got some I can throw out there.
Is there a quitclaim deed 3 months ago from their brother-in-law? Red light, green light.
Are you asking me?
Yeah. That's a yellow light for me.
Yeah, I got to check it out.
So the longer they own it, the better.
What about they bought it from the county at a...
I think that's what Luke's getting at.
Yeah.
Did you buy it at a tax sale, like through and get a treasurer's deed or...
That's a green light.
I think that's a green light.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, you hear some story about somebody, adverse possession story on that. It's never happened to us. And we bought thousands and thousands of properties at tax sales. So,
well, let me share you Luke's here, and you can tell me if you would red light or green light. He says, I'm skipping on an Apache one, 40 acres, because it's an attorney suing a different member here. What? For fees to his client on foreclosing. Other member here bought the land and paid the taxes, then got stuck with a nasty attorney bill from the seller. Yep. No. I was ready to buy from. He just asked for lots of paperwork that is already a red flag.
Let me go into this. Here's the root of this. When you buy a tax lien and it's foreclosable and you foreclose on it, you can charge legal fees and the seller has to pay. It's a long, convoluted, strange, lawyers make laws, so they want to get paid. So that's what happened here. They made the rules on this and they said the lawyers can get paid. And so that's what Luke's talking about. It's way beyond the scope of this this call. So you got to be careful. Luke, I would pass on that too. That's unless the attorney wants to write down the whole thing and say, I'll just take $500 and forget it. But I doubt that's going to happen.
Got it. Red flag.
That's the world of tax liens.
I know.
It can be massively profitable if you know what you're doing.
So
keep on that track, though, Luke. You're a perfect candidate for tax liens, by the way. Mm-hmm. You can handle a million things at once.
But for everyone else here, and especially people who are new to this, let's stick to the easy stuff that we know really well. Everyone's alive, and it's the cream will rise to the top, and close on those deals. You like that?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Well, Luke's way far down.
That's why I'm talking to other people.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hold please. Steve said, per earlier question. Oh, good. I'll be mailing more than 500. Good. But I want to space them out at 500 a week. Okay. Another question. What do you think of using a counteroffer space in the offer letter? Oh boy, I'd love to see what you get. Well, heck, Steve, I know you only offered me 500, but I'm going to counter with 5,000. Do you want to get those letters? I recently used this tactic, but all the sellers are using it to up the price. Yeah. To get the property. Sure. I was thinking this could be a good way to get communication going. If you're really bored, you can get communication going. And I'm wondering now about the ultimate benefit of doing this. I don't think there's any benefit.
No, there's no benefit.
Yeah. Other than you're going to be spending a lot of time on the phone.
If you want, if you wanted to rain purchase agreements and rain money in your personal checking account, send a ton of mail out. And don't veer too far from the regular template that most of us use. Mm-hmm. Encouraging people to communicate with you about anything other than, yes, I want to sell my property. I know in the beginning it seems like a good idea. But if you ask anybody who's sent the first and second mailer out, they're all going to say, oh my God, don't do that.
Okay. Let me clarify. I want to add one thing here. There's so many good, real, legitimate sellers. We don't need to try to drum up some more business with some people that might be on the fence by sending an open-ended offer. Really, really pick your county, pick your area, send out 1,500 and don't look back. And if you find that's a good area, now send out 1,500 more offers for a different size property. Maybe you're going to look at commercial property now. Maybe you're going to do something else now.
Well said, Joe.
Keep on going. Don't say, I didn't get much juice from that. So now I'm going to send them the same people an offer with this. No, don't worry about that. Because all it's going to do is slow you down. You just want to get the good stuff.
Yeah. So and then the other thing that you can do to really increase the response without really increasing the BS is price it properly. Mm-hmm. That's huge.
Right.
Or add $25 an acre or however you're mailing it to your pricing. That'll get a substantial different increase in response also. Mm-hmm. And I arbitrarily say $25 might be $25,000 like in Santa Barbara.
Right. All right. Rick said, another question for you from Rick. I fly for a major airline and have an interest in finding aircraft for broker's course. Do you think that program might be available in late 2018?
Yes, that's exactly when it'll be available.
Yeah. So,
man, Rick, thank you for saying that because Joe and I had this conversation last night.
Yeah.
Many, many, many people are coming out of the woodwork about buying cars and boats and other stuff.
Yeah.
We have offersacademy.com, and I would love for you guys to pipe in and just say, would that be something that is that a logical extension of Land Academy?
I have a question too for Rick. Rick, are you talking about buying it for personal use? Are you going to buy it and do like a group, get a group together where 10 people are sharing the plane kind of thing? Or are you going to actually try to flip planes out of curiosity?
Can you flip planes effectively? I don't know. You know way more about it than me.
I'm sure you can. Just may take a little bit. I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, you know what, though? I take it back. Someone might be looking for a Piper Cherokee, and Rick goes out and says, all right, I'll find you one. And
every single Piper Cherokee owner gets in a letter.
Exactly.
Somebody's going to sign it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I've done it with boats. I've done it with cars. I've never done it with planes.
You just said flip to a broker, but I've never tried. It's not crazy at all. You know what? It's probably one of those things, you and I know it, Rick. There's so many planes that are sitting there that
just like boats,
collecting dust, and the maintenance fees are not cheap to keep them current.
Boat owners are dying to give their boats away.
I bet you could really find some good juice there. So yeah, that's good. Okay. Farone asks, attempting to begin subdividing. Oh, this is a good question. Subdividing process, quick call to the recorder to ask we're able to subdivide in that county I bought. I think so is the answer. Oh, that's hilarious. I think so. Oh, so funny. That's so nice. Betty just doesn't know. Who should we call to find out if we can or cannot? Someone other than the county recorder. Jack?
Was she chewing with her mouth full?
And eating Cheetos. I'm sorry.
Don't make me laugh like
I
know. It's got to be semi-serious.
Oh, I know.
Who should you call? Planning and zoning is the recorder's not the person to call about splitting property. It's in my experience, planning and zoning, and potentially if the county's real small, the assessor. But there's two people in our group, Claire and Kathleen, who are very successfully subdividing properties on a smaller scale. And I wonder if they in the chat box. I know Kathleen's pretty active in the chat box right now. I wonder who she talks to at the county, planning and zoning, or even really board of supervisors or something.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
The recorder is not going to know anything at all.
Right.
They're famous for just knowing about recording, if that.
Lucas Smith, planning and zoning.
Kathleen just said my county has no zoning at all. So
that's nice. That's first the assessor, state laws, planning and zoning commission, and just keep asking. Exactly.
Yeah, you have to not give up.
Well, what's interesting because so many counties are different. Remember, was it Tori? Who was the one that wrote the funny thing in Success Plan last week? Was it Trevor? All right. Sitting down with a lady over the Cheetos, and and that's where I was getting that from, drinking a Dr. Pepper at her desk because it's that small of a county, and the girl behind her says, I'm the one that's in charge of the subdividing. Some counties where it's like that.
So if you ever saw Trevor and talked to him, he's a good-looking guy, and he can talk pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So he swooned her. And so now he can subdivide anything he wants in the whole county. So he says. And I believe it, actually.
Got it. All right. Tomas asked, here's another thing I'm going to say, too. There's all different extremes. Jack and I walked in a county in California personally, and there was a form in a slot that said, if you want to basically subdivide or divide up your property, fill out this form and we'll come up with the APNs for you kind of thing. And if you want to merge two APNs, it's like there's a pink form and there's a blue form. I mean, it was that kind of a thing too. It was that easy. So put it down, tell us what you want done, and close a check for $20 or whatever. I don't remember what it was, but it was like that easy. So it's all different extremes.
So people that work at counties can smell fear, or they can smell, whether or not you know what you're talking about. Yeah. So I always, even at this level, at this point in my career, I rehearse what I'm going to say before I pick up the phone. So if I were going to call a county today and say, I need to split some property in your county, or can you do it? I wouldn't phrase it that way. I would say this. Hey, Betty, this is Jack. I own a piece of property in the northeastern part of the county, and I was told to call you to get a form to subdivide it, or just to split it up in 3 properties. It's one big property. I'd like to split it into 3. Can you send me in the right direction? And that way there's no way they can say no.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, there's a form. Even if they don't know, they're going to say, well, hold on, I'll find out where the form is.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're asking them to find a form for you, which is in their wheelhouse. But can you subdivide property is too far above what their pay grade for them they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They know forms and stamps and stuff and procedures.
Rick, it was Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Tomas said, I just want to know, what do I really need for the land business? And then I will look it up on YouTube or bug my boss to teach me. Excel. And then, I don't want to Tomas, I don't have a PhD in Excel.
No,
and I promise you
don't.
Thanks a lot. Well, there's nice talk about a vote of confidence. Jeez.
You want that garage cleaned.
Tomas, I'm here to tell you, I do not live and breathe Excel like Jack does, but I know how to do a mail merge. So if you could you know what? Let's just put it this way, Jack. If you can get to the point where you can do a successful mail merge, like do a little kindergarten one because I've done this to show my employees how to do this, I think you're going to be just fine. Okay? You're right with me there?
Yes.
Jax? Thank you. You do not have to have a PhD, but if you can do that.
And also take it up, bite it off in tiny little bites. Don't try to do a mail merge. If you're not familiar with Excel, just run through 2 + 2 and equals 4.
Okay, so here's what you really need. You need to be able to do a mail merge or the equivalent of, and and we're going to take that off your plate here soon, but I'd like you to know how to do that. Like I want you to know how to drive a stick. And then I want you to be able to do some simple equations where you can take a whole line item at one time. Like I want to multiply everything in all the lines in column A times 25. Or I want to put all the lines in column A divided by all the lines in column C plus 25, whatever it is. Some of those equations, figure out how to do some of that stuff because you're going to need that. Because like Jack, when you're going in and pricing your mailer, that's the kind of stuff that you're doing.
Right.
You're pricing your mailers, like say you're doing single family homes and say your mailers, you're offering them all at, $180 a square foot. You're not going to sit there with a calculator and go through them all and do it. Say there, thank you, Tomas. So that's pretty much, is there anything else you can think of, Jack? I think that's
you nailed it.
Thank you. So if you can just get those skills down, you are going to be just fine. So good.
Regarding parcel splitting, Luke put an entry in the chat. So hopefully you can do that if you're on your phone or something and read it, because that sums it up. In a nutshell, what he said is he got the right person in accounting on the phone to split some property. And the guy said, you can't do it. And Luke read in the ordinance, which the guy wrote. All right. So the guy was obviously just trying to get Luke off the phone or just was being lazy. That happens a lot with government officials, anybody. And he finally turned it around. And now he's got, now Luke is working in a county and probably spreading property that he owns. And he has no competition. You can't take no for an answer from these people. That's the takeaway from this.
Oh, that's good advice. You're right. Keep pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
that's true in all of real estate.
Mm-hmm.
It should, a lot of times it'll take you 18 calls to get what you want, but you will get what you want.
Right. And
nobody hates that more than me. I hate badgering people and talking to people on the phone even one time.
Well, you know what? And I would say that, this is the Jill way. And this is what really helps me, by the way. I call up and go, look, I do not need to be a pain. I'm really trying not to bug you, but can you point me in the right direction? I'm really trying to do this. I know it's possible. I just don't know who to talk to. If you come at it like that, and that helps. It makes a difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Juan asks, hi guys, I'm in the process of scrubbing the data for my first mailer. There's a good chance that I'll be closing some deals out of this mailer. Well, there better be a good chance. The program recommends that we complete our first 10 deals before officially setting up an LLC. For the initial offer, should I be putting my own name as the buyer? Yes. Or would you recommend putting my company name as a buyer, even though it's technically not a registered corporation yet? Is there a downside to either of these options?
So if you're asking, I think, two separate questions. Should you put your name in the mailer itself? Even now we put our name in the mailer, our names, our regular individual names. When you record the property, which I think is the second probable question here.
I think that's more the question. Okay.
It's okay to do the first year in your name.
That's what I would do.
If it's not a real LLC, you should never. Yeah. You can't do that.
Can't do doing business as make it up because there's no other way to track it and prove that it's not an entity that can buy property yet. Doesn't have anything. But
first few properties is fine.
Yeah.
I did it for a long time without forming an LLC. And that's a really long time.
Juan, that's my number one thing when I talk to people on the phone. I tell them the first 10 deals, put them in your name. You're buying them for $1,000, you're selling them for $3,000, kind of thing. You want to do the 10 and make sure this is right for you. Don't spend a lot of money. You're paying cash. You're being careful. After you got your 10 and now you got some money in the bank too, you can start making some different decisions.
Right.
So good question. Farron asked.
Did you answer?
I didn't answer. I'm on the second part. Part B from Juan. Also, since the first deals will be done as an individual as opposed to an entity, what % of the revenue would we need to set as par for taxes? I assume it would be much more than if the deals were done as an entity, because I don't think you can write off expenses as an individual. Do you know if I can apply these expenses to the entity once it's formed?
Yes. The answer is yes, yes, and yes. So your tax liability generally at this level, this is just my opinion, is the same because you're going to file an attached schedule to your personal return. You're going to identify all your expenses and identify your other revenue, other income, and offset it with expenses. So can you apply it over? Yes. Don't worry about these details, by the way.
This is another one of my things. One, keep track of your stuff for your taxes. I didn't mean to jump in, Jack. Okay, but after your first 10 deals too, now start thinking about the LLC. Now start getting an accountant lined up and do those things. Right, so don't worry about it right now. I mean, keep track of it all and you're going to be all legit and clarify it all, but don't go slop down a big retainer and get this thing until you know for sure you want it. This is, right for you. So good questions. All right, Farron asks, I'm very interested in I just answered something on this today. Interested in mailing SFRs, single-family residences, for leads for local flippers. That are running thin on inventory. Aren't they all? I have a general idea how to go about it, but is there a plan for education on making those offers from you guys at some point? Specifically interested in how you set your matrix for pricing and how you construct your offer letter.
Yeah, awesome. So again, it's a real serious trend right now to people are requesting these next educational programs. So if Jill wouldn't make me do stuff like clean the garage, I could do it. I could, it'd be done.
Yeah, it's me.
No,
it's all me.
The SFR program will be done by the end of the year. It's all written and it's half of it's filmed. I just have to get it edited and cleaned up and stuff. So really what's stopping everything, honestly, are these other websites where they're taking a lot longer than I thought for a bunch of reasons, but we've got the right people in place now. So this is a good time to answer the question about Jill Live. Jill Live is now in editing and we're in the pricing scenario. So I don't have an actual release date. I know Jill sort of made a happy promise a couple of weeks ago, but we're honestly doing it as fast as we can.
I don't know, Jack, can they see that screen? I don't see that thing. Yeah, they can. Okay, got it. I don't know if you guys are seeing the notes on there about that stuff. So I just want to make sure. Okay. And we'll cover.
I hope that answers the question.
Do you want to cover those? You know what? It's 3:30. Let's cover those things right there on your.
They're always up there. They've been up there for weeks.
All right. So no, we got it. Everybody can read it and see it. Well, you know what? For people who can't read it, I'm going to say it.
Okay.
So Jill Live is coming. Got a little over ambitious. And it's a little bit of a process, more than a process than I realized. And so it's weeks away, not months away, weeks away. I don't want to say days away. I'm going to safely say weeks away. Number 2, Parcel Fact, Jack.
Parcel Fact is alive and well and kicking ass, by the way. Everybody who uses it in our group or out of our group didn't know how they lived without it before it happened. So I'm happy to report from an IT standpoint and from a traffic standpoint and a user standpoint, it's just getting 5 stars across the board. So jump in. Awesome.
And then owner's data.
That's one of the results with these IT projects. If you wait, if you take your time take a little bit longer and wait and do it right, it ends up just really being a useful tool.
And patience is Jack's middle name. I can't believe you just said that.
I can't believe, Jill.
You
know
said
what?
that
Between the
like
two of us,
you're the patient one.
sweetheart, between the two of us, you know who's not patient?
Whoa.
You have no patience for IT. I have no patience for people, and you have no patience for computers.
Well, okay, hold on.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Hold on. All right, maybe. Okay. All right, maybe. You might be right there. I'm just going to go with that. Thank you for the questions. Keep them coming. Save me here. Rod, help me get out of the hole I just dug myself. Rod asks, splitting a parcel question. Oh, good. I like these. I have a cellar with 40 acres. Can I split it into two triangles? I know this is a weird question. It's just one half of the triangle is a seasonal wash. Yeah.
So if you split a property, the real answer to the question is it depends on the county. If the county allows for splitting without any real crazy subdivision requirements, they're 99%. In fact, I've never heard of an irregular lot split where they didn't require anything because they have to rewrite the description. So they're going to stay within rectangles or squares. Trust me. Mm-hmm. Northeast corner, southeast corner kind of thing.
Okay, can I just comment real quick here on one of the notes that Luke Smith put in here? Mm-hmm. That he actually talked to someone in the county who said he'd never read the ordinance. He's like, it was basically telling him, like, I don't know, I've never read the ordinance, but yet. I was referring to. Oh, you were reading that? Yeah, but he's the one that signed it. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Probably wrote it too.
Thank you. All right, I'm not going to get political, but that's just kind of funny. All right, Rick asked, do you guys have any suggestions of good business accounting software to use desktop or online, or what seems to be preferred by members?
The name of the software that we use is Darren Roberts.
Yeah, that's good. That's our accountant.
No, we pull everything out of the bank accounts, do the downloads, and then get them. Actually, we don't even do it anymore. He has
access.
View only access to pull those reports, and then he dumps it all in. Mm-hmm. I grew up with him, so to speak, and he handles all of that. Plus, I'm an accountant I have an accounting background, and so I just innately hate it.
Isn't there something to be said? Not that we're going off on a tangent here, but there's something to be said for having an unrelated third party handle your taxes and accounting. If I did my own taxes,
I would cheat. That's why I don't do them.
I would think you don't set up any red flags with the IRS and stuff too if it's a creditable. About. And frankly, I don't want to do it. I don't want to spend the time on it. I got better things to do.
Yeah. But I don't know. To answer your question, everybody uses FreshBooks for it, right? Everybody I know uses FreshBooks.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them. All right, Kathleen. Hey, Kathleen. Any recommended programs or Google extensions for adding graphics? Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
Adding graphics, arrows, etc. for maps, engineerings. I like easy. I have two. For my cheat sheet go-to and for my team, I give them Canva, canva.com. And I also use Snagit, which is TechSmith. I think it is. TechSmith is a company. It's like $50 a year, if that. And
I think it's 30.
I love Snagit.
I couldn't live without Snagit.
My video, you guys, when I do these little videos, like I did the other day for like the new member welcome thing and everything, I just did it in Snagit.
Me too.
It's so easy.
All of our how-to videos on YouTube are all done in a $30 product. Mm-hmm. And you can, once it's done, it gets processed really quickly. You can put all kinds of graphics and stuff. Luke, I would like to know what Luke uses. That, and then for the heavy lifting, I use
Adobe,
all the Adobe products, Photoshop and stuff.
Right. When you're really getting into making a movie, then you do Adobe. But for our little training things, Snagit works for me just fine.
Right.
And with my team, I'll get questions like, what does this mean? And I'll go into CoreLogic and I'll take a snapshot of it and then I'll add on there my arrow and I can write in the arrow, hey, everybody, right here, click here kind of thing. And it's really easy. So good. Steve asked, in the Cash Flow from Land online videos, there's a mention to getting access to templates, etc. at the end of the program, which I assume is in the bundle that is being sent out. Are you still sending that out? And I've not received the package, but I still remember you guys saying you were sending these. We're not sending these out anymore. If that is the case, is there a place to go online to get access to the extra tools, forms, etc. mentioned in the training?
Right. So the Cash Flow from Land program, the online version and the mail it out version are 100% exactly the same. There's nothing that you get from one that you don't get from the other. first of all. And then second of all, the online program, you can go at the end. There's a Data Disk 1 and Data Disk 2. And all the downloads are available below that. You just download, like downloading anything else on the internet. Just click on it or right-click on it, however you download it, and just pull all the data from there. Jill's going to answer the next question, and I'll show you.
All right. Rick asked, have you or anyone in the group had any success with pay-per-click marketing? Oh, heck yeah. And that's a Jack. Jack likes that stuff. He really, like Facebook does those paid ads, and you can get them down to like under a penny.
Facebook is the biggest bang for the buck for selling property and advertising dollars. I'm getting multiple reports from people about purchasing banner ads that are very, very geographic specific on LandWatch and Land Academy. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a property, a 40-acre property in Sweetwater, Wyoming. And you can call LandWatch or Land and Farm. They have a pretty substantial sales staff there in both places. And you can say, I have this 40-acre property in Wyoming, and I'd like to, for anybody who looks up property in Wyoming, I would like to have a banner ad there. And you're going to fall out of your chair about how cheap it is. It is ridiculously inexpensive. And then it's per month basis. And you sell I'm getting reports from people. I personally don't have experience with this because we sell it really quickly to our A-list people. But I'm getting reports that people are selling out of their inventory in a week in one specific county if you have a bunch of properties. So please take a look at that. It's a good way to liquidate some property.
Luke Smith uses simple screen recorder and Linux too. Linux. There we go. Good. So, all right. Amy asked, do you want to show us? You're still getting there. Okay, good. Amy says, I'm seeing Camtasia bundled with Snagit on Amazon. Do you use Camtasia too?
No. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I don't believe that it's even close from a quality standpoint. It's harder to use.
How much is the bundle?
Don't buy it on Amazon. Go to TechSmith. I think it's Tech-Smith or something like that, and just download it there.
That's what I do. It's like
you get a free trial version for like 30 days, and then when you want to buy it, they just give you a code. Yeah. So don't buy that on Amazon, please.
That's what I've done. It's just the easiest.
No, you haven't. I did it for you.
No, I did my own. You don't know that. Seriously, I got a new computer. I need to go get my own.
Which you didn't need to do. You should just use the code that we already have.
That's okay. Know my own. You know what? It's one of those things, to be honest with you. You know what's funny? Being in this world that we're in right now, I feel pretty darn good when I pay people for little things like that. I'm like, you know what? You guys charge $39 a year for this, whatever it is. I'm like, I feel pretty darn good for, if we're all paying we have 4 of us paying $39 a year. We could share, but I don't care. It's $39 a year, and I'm happy to support them. Done. Mic drop. One asks, adding to Rick's question, in the accounting systems, is there any oh, here we go. Yeah, we're working on this too, Juan. Is there any CRM you guys recommend for members? I know we have had this, there's a lot of discussions about this in Success Plant too. I think everybody weighed in on what the different ones they use. I'm curious as to how you guys service your portfolio of notes. Do you have a specific software used to help you, or is it manually done in-house? We
use MortCare. Which we did literally like the Windows XP version. That's how old it is. And it's clunky. It looks like it's out of 1984. So there's a lot of different software to manage notes. Somebody told me that GeekPay, which is Park McCluskey's company, geekpay.io is really good. It's robust and it's expensive, like everything Mark does, but it does a job. So either that or just use a spreadsheet. I wish I had a better, more sophisticated answer. We are, in the distant future, going to provide all those solutions for you, but we're just knocking them out one at a time here.
Exactly. All right. Lainey asked, have my first mailer almost ready to go. Awesome. Haven't hit finalize on the merge in Word. On Chapter 5, you said something about saving as a PDF. Yep. What exact files do I need to send a letter stream to get this puppy in the mail? Also, what date should I put on the mailer since I don't know how long the turnaround will be on the mailer?
This is what I want you to do. This is clearly your first mailer. I want you to email Mike@letterstream.com and he'll help you.
Or wait a minute, as I say that, Or our team, it's coming too.
Offers to owners is designed for exactly what you're talking about, to help you get your mailer in the mail, because I know there's a lot of moving parts to this thing. Mm-hmm. This is the number one request we get right now. Before we launched Parkless Pack, the number one request was, how the hell do I find my property? Now the number one request is, I can't seem to get this mail merge. I can't get it all the way done. So offers to owners will take over what LetterStream does for our existing customers now and add a bunch of stuff that's real specific to what we do. And so we do it the right way.
Do you mind if I add what's coming in like 5 minutes?
No, please.
Okay.
What is coming in? I'd like to know too.
Okay. Having said that, we have an in-house person. You guys may have seen Audrey around on emails and different things. And Audrey is actually right now training to take that off of LetterStream, and we do the mail merge for you. And Audrey's going to hire another person to really sit and really do that for not just our people, but outside people. Now, you guys are going to pay the same rate, the 49 cents. The outside people, not the same rate. Because there's people that are going to call us that we're going to do things. I'll just tell you right now, we're going to offer a product. I'm not 100% sure on the pricing, but it might be like $2 a mailer. But here's what it would be. It's like someone could call us and say, I need a mailer to everyone in the 5 acres in this county, and like they won't have access to all the stuff that we have. We'll do that for them. So they're paying $2 a unit because we're using all the tools and resources and putting the list together for them and all that. So that's another extension of what's going to be. That's kind of phase 2 or 3. But phase 1 is you all. So so right now, Lainey, so just heads up, if Mike says call Audrey, which he very well might, that's what that is. I don't think he's handed the torch yet to her because they're doing it right now, but very soon my people will be doing it. And what you'll be sending her is your spreadsheet ready to go with all the columns in the right way. And you'll know, she'll tell you exactly how it should be set up. And then your template of, okay, here's my template. This has got my name on it, and this is how I want my signature to look, and all that good stuff. And then Audrey will put them together and put it in the mail for you. That's
the real reason that we haven't released these other education programs yet, specifically the SFR. Because right now in Chapter 5, I ask you to do all your own work for land. The next one is going to be call this number and have the staff do all the work. And that's part of what you get for your subscription fee. I mean, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't it be great to say, you know what? I really need to change school systems for my kid, and we're going to buy a house in a new school system. I'd like to send an offer out for $138 a square foot for every lot, every property, every house, just to see what happens. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to spend $700 just to see what happens. That's what this is designed for. And I really think they would take a lot of the garbage out of it. Thank you, Michael. Michael said, hey, I made a video on LetterStream to help everybody else here. So you know what, Lainey, go look made a LetterStream video in Success Plant to help everybody. So Go check out Michael's video, number 1. So it sounds like it's going to walk you through it. And then Kyria also added, they're so darn fast, put today's date on it. Seriously. So thank you. And you know what? And even if it goes out the same day. It's like within, I think they have us say 24 hours, but it's pretty darn fast. Okay, to answer a prior question about the cash flow from land data downloads, if you look at your screen, there's a data disk 1 here at the end. I scrolled all the way down. I hope you can see, everyone can see this. Mm-hmm. See, all these are all downloads. Mm. See the bottom left of your screen there? Every single one of these you can download. State summary, all the forms and stuff are here, the maps, the templates and forms. So it's all there. Pictures. Just download it. Lots of good Can I tell you how nice it is not to have freaking DVDs in our lives any longer? Goodness. I hope everybody feels the same way. I would love to know how many people ran out and had to buy DVD players because like me, I don't have a drive in my world. Nothing that I have to go to Jack to look at things. It's hilarious. So, yeah. I'm fixing the screen share right now. I got whoever sent that note. Thank you. Cool. All right. Should be able to see it now. Can you move my whole place? Thank you.
All right. Jason asked, is it advantageous in a mailer template to express authenticity? Hold on a moment. There we go. By explaining I'm an investment group, but saying I'm not a huge real estate company and I will treat you like, and I won't treat you like a number. Who will treat you like a number?
Heck yes.
I'm just a guy who loves buying and selling land while searching for that perfect parcel. My hope is to generate trust among motivated sellers.
Yeah. And
first mailer about ready to go. Mm-hmm.
That will work times 80.
Yep.
That's Luke's approach.
Yep.
Here's my name. Give me a call. Let's talk about it.
Yep.
That's how people respond.
Yeah.
This whole corporation thing, I agree exactly with what you just said. Mm-hmm. They want to deal with the person.
Exactly.
They did not want to deal with a big company.
Well, one of our guys, and I think it was so cool. I think it's Kevin. I don't see him on the call today, but he even did on his website, he had a picture of him and his wife, and then he put like a picture of his dog. Yeah. As the dog was like the lead. Mm-hmm. I can't remember what it was. He was head of purchasing or something. It was really cute. So
nobody fought this more than me. I never wanted to put my face on anything. I never wanted to have a Facebook anything. Mm-hmm. But that's just the way the world is.
Exactly. This is awesome. John Moore said I had to watch the DVD on my son's PS4. It took me much longer because I had to hog the TV.
Like it's 1974.
Exactly. Is everybody in bed now? Daddy's going to work. Yeah. That's hilarious.
I agree.
Oh my gosh. That is so funny. Oh, that's good. Thank you, Kathleen. You should have your son watch too. Hey, this could have been the TV time.
Oh my God.
Oh.
If you want your children to bark back, make them watch any 1 minute of the Cash Flow from Land program.
Good. Well, look at Kathleen. Kathleen's gearing up her 7-year-old. We're hoping by osmosis our kids get it. So they don't have they don't seem to get excited like we do, and I haven't figured out.
Here's why. I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay.
I took the number 3 kid to a birthday party about 6 months ago, and I dropped him off and walked into the foyer of the house, and around the corner comes Sean Estes, who's a relief pitcher for the Giants. He used to be. And he reaches out his hand and says, and I was completely blindsided, reaches out his hand and says, "Hi, this is Sean." And I said, I'm Jack. And I looked at my kid's friend and I said, "Jackson, your dad is Sean Estes." And he's like, "No, he's not. He's just my dad." So they don't care. The kids don't care at all. That's how they see it. It's just their parents.
It's true. Just those parents. All right. Michael said, do you ever close a deal by sending the seller a deed? I got something funny to say about this. You ever sending a deed and asking them to get it notarized at the local bank? If so, how or would you handle the payment? Luke Smith does. Is Luke still on the call? Luke can weigh in on this because Luke's done some crazy stuff like this where he's pretty much like closed his eyes and sent things out because he couldn't find them, and has had the notaries try to track them down and close these deals. So wait, Jack's trying to see if Luke can.
Luke, if you have your mic on, go for it. You're unmuted if you want.
Okay, I think I found the button. Yeah, I mean, you can totally send the notary to go stick the notary on finding the person. I just got one I was looking at today. The guy didn't give me a phone number and gave me a P.O. box. I was like, man, I can't even stick the notary on him. If they just gave me the address, I could just send a notary over there with a deed and a cashier's check. But gave me a P.O. box, so I got to write him a letter and figure out the logistics still. Maybe Google him, but I don't know. There's a lot of stuff like that.
There's tons of little things like that all day long.
What's your percent? I gotta say, Luke, if it was me on the receiving end and I sent this back and then a week goes by and I have a notary at my door saying, if you just sign here, I'm going to hand you this check for $2,000, I'd be like, oh, heck yeah. I mean, is your strike percentage pretty high with that?
Like 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever turned me down on it. I don't do it. That's not my normal practice. I usually call them and tell them it's coming and explain it and everything. But yeah.
That's cool.
Just get it back. I got one right now. in middle of nowhere, Louisiana. That's like, it's been a month and the notary hasn't gotten over there to collect the signature. I was thinking of getting a different notary to pick up the cashier's check and the paperwork from notary number 1 and taking it over here.
We've done that.
That's hilarious. Because notary number 1's dropping the ball. So we're going to have notary number 2 go get it from notary number 1. Nice.
Yeah, I think so.
That's funny. So isn't that crazy, everyone? I mean, so Luke's obviously at this point too, where if something went crazy and this $1,000 cashier's check went missing, I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
So
this one's like $6 or $7 grand. I think. But it's, I mean, I'm sure the deal will work. It's the people live like way out there, like way out in the bayou, and there's no notaries around, and just they speak the language that it's just incomprehensible to me.
Right.
And the notary speaks that language in whatever pidgin it is or something, Cajun.
Right.
Oh,
Creole,
yes.
That's
your Creole.
And,
Got it.
Jill loves that part of the country.
I love it there.
everything just moves slower.
They do.
Yeah.
You have to really, that's really one of those that you really have to slow things way down. And that's hard for me, and talk to them differently, or they won't get it.
My wife says we should rent a house there with the kids and go on vacation and make sure they have shotguns so we can shoot snakes and drink beer from the porch.
As minors.
I think that'd be fun, right?
No, it's all good. Well, they think we're crazy out here. I'm good with that. Like every part of the country has their things. Everybody thinks that everybody in California is a bunch of hippies and we don't do anything.
My dad refuses to come to the state.
True.
Just on that alone.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Really funny.
It's okay.
I got a good weird one. I posted it on Success Plant, but I got a Colt AR. I'm not even going to know the numbers. Like this totally illegal assault rifle in California for a piece of property. The guy that was selling it the guy I traded for the gun, he's in like Washington, so he doesn't realize it's illegal in California. So I called the local gun dealer. Like, I get this gun delivered. I'm trading it for a piece of land, And they just lit into me, like, you can't have that in California and blah, 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 blah. And, like, the special code of it, it's for law enforcement only, and only law enforcement people are supposed to own that gun, and, whatever. I called my friend in Michigan, and he's, like, in tight with a gun dealer, and got the gun dealer on the phone, and, like, hell yeah, we'll take that gun. We could sell it today for $1,000, or give us a couple days or a week or two, maybe even $1,500, or probably $1,200 or $1,300, no problem. Like, sweet, get that thing shipped. So I got it shipped. It should be delivered tomorrow from Washington to the gun dealer in Michigan, and in my buddy's name, and done. There's an upgrade. Stay out of California with the guns.
Luke, work around Smith.
I love it.
I like it.
Exactly. Now, I was going to say something to Kelly, though. Kelly, you must. I'll tell you, Kelly. If you're in the South, my heart and soul is in New Orleans, man. There was a time I told Jack that I don't care. We're going to have a home there, and I still might someday because I just love it there, and I love the people, and it's really cool. So, good stuff.
Luke, did you eat the rooster?
No, he's on the other side of the yard right now. I move him around the yard. He like grazes, they eat down the yard, and I keep moving them so the grass and stuff doesn't get eaten down to dirt.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, rotate them.
Good. Thank you, Luke.
Thanks, man.
All right. Hey, Shields. All right. Yay. First time being on the call. Glad you are here. You know what? That's a quick little YouTube away to cutting and pasting a signature on a template. I'm assuming you're using Word and just inserting a graphic. You could even do to make it really easy. You doesn't have to be your real signature. You could use like the signature font.
That's what
in
I
there, and just go with that. It does not like it's
Yeah.
No one's going to take you to court over that.
That's exactly right.
So, and then when you actually do, because remember on the deed, they won't even know your signature because they're the only ones signing the deed when you buy something. So you're totally fine there. And we are glad you're here also. Good. DocuSign. Ferron says, is it possible to use DocuSign in some ways to cut down on all the back and forth with the notary?
No. And I've tried this for years and years. I've tried to find some way to electronically notarize someone's signature. And no. The whole point is, did the guy sign it right in front of me? They're vouching for the fact that somebody, and here's the credentials, a passport ID or driver's license ID. So yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. Mm-hmm. I agree. I've really looked into how to make this really efficient, and that's not going to happen.
That's okay. Online recording is getting more and
online
more
recording
and
is
more
very feasible,
popular in different areas, and that's nice. It's like taking a picture of a check and depositing it that way.
Think about doing this before the internet.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, think about that just for a couple of minutes. Why this is possible? We can do all this stuff now. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's truly amazing what we in the last 10 years what we can do.
Exactly. So, by the way, this is a good question. Someone had asked Luke, has he ever lost funds on a deal? Like, it's out there. He's like, nope, never had any funds go missing with his notaries and all the good stuff. Yeah.
I've terminated. I've not hired many notaries just based on talking with them and their response time, and said, no, just move to the next one. Same thing with virtual assistants.
Yeah.
You just move on because you just know they just go dark.
Well, I've had this when you're calling, and here's the thing. That's why I always pick when I'm looking at the notaries, like notary 1, 2, 3. I look for notaries that have done a lot of transactions. They're like usually 24 hours, and they know what they're doing kind of thing. And right away when you ask them on the phone, if they start asking you, well, what is this? Why are you doing this? Well, you need this, that I'm like, you're not the right person. Move on. You should be able to say, hi, it's a 2-page thing. There's going to be 2 signatures. They're going to be home on Tuesday between noon and 5. Can you do that? And they should say yes. And then your next thing is great. Where can I overnight the document? I'll have it to you on Monday. And then there will be instructions inside. And then I always too, just to cover myself, I would always email everybody, contact information so they don't have to be calling me if somebody doesn't show up. I email each other, and I also email the notary the copy of the deed. Should they spill coffee in the car, which I've never had that, but should something happen and they need to, they can run to Kinko's or run some whatever, or print it out themselves at home, another copy, and take it to the guy and have it done. So it's not a big deal.
Yep.
All right.
And there's ways you could shave some of the trips off. Like you theoretically could have the notary, if they knew what they were doing, electronically record the deed for you. There's no real reason to send it all back to you.
It's true.
So that you can have it recorded then again. So there's ways you can trim it, but I'll tell you, if you've ever tried to explain how to use an electronic recording system to an average notary, good luck.
I mean, or you really could. I haven't done this. It makes me nervous too. I could put in there, instead of return postage envelope to me, I could have it all ready to go with the postage and everything to go straight to the county too.
Yep.
I could do that, but I still like to have in my hands.
I don't think that electronic signature, notarization of electronic signature should be allowed.
Well, neither does the state of Texas notaries, Kelly just said.
I mean, there's got to be another solution where you register with a bank or something like that, but there might be a solution like that.
I still feel like this online, the online signatures, like we all do now for things, it's weird. It's like you could buy a car and you have your online signature,
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't, that seems weird. Michael says,
there's this, you get in a good database. You're not a terrorist database. How we have that cross the border pass. We don't
global
have to
entry?
Go global entry. We don't have to go through security anymore. They should have something like that where you're on some master notary list and we know who you are.
You brought up a good point. What's funny? I was thinking about that today and I have no idea why I was thinking about this. I know, and Rick knows, because we're an FAA database. I mean, come on. I couldn't be more transparent. I'm in FAA stuff. I've got global entry. I mean, anybody who has access to that stuff can look me up and, know I'm legit and really what's going on. So yeah, why do I have to jump through whatever hurdles sometimes? I don't know. But I'm with you. All right. Michael says, I have 3 parcels that are 10 acres. I'm assuming 10 acres each, under an option agreement in Maryland for $100,000. Most 1-acre parcels in the area are priced around $75,000. Nice. The first parcel has a well, power, and septic where there once was a house. I've priced the property on Land Watch for $140K. Does that seem reasonable?
Michael,
10 acres total. Okay.
I have to say this, Michael. You were one of the biggest skeptics when you started this. You remember that video, the Skype video call we had with your wife? I hope she's there too with you right now.
This is really good.
He's like, this doesn't work. I sent it out. What are we going to do? And look at this. Now we're going to make, what, $150,000 on this? I'm proud of you, man, but I had to call you out a little bit. You remember that, Joe?
I love it. I do. I do remember. Yeah. He said, yeah. And this came from his website.
Perfect.
Good. I remember talking to Michael walking down the street, and I think, wasn't it right, Michael? You were like, it was really, really bad weather, and I was sitting in really, really good weather. So, yep.
I'm really, we're proud of you guys. And I'm really seriously, all BS aside, all joking aside, I'm really happy that you made it work for you. You took it and ran with it. It's clearly.
I truly believe that some of our most successful people have been the skeptics, because they are really, they really do all their homework, I guess. And, and they're not messing around. And that's the attitude you should have.
I just talked to somebody. He said, the first thing I heard about you guys is that you can double your money. And he said, and immediately said to himself, this is the biggest pile of malarkey I've ever heard. There's no way you can double your money. And he's doubling his money every month.
Was that your call today?
No, it was like 3 days ago.
Okay. That's awesome.
He's a money guy. He's in our group. He just wants to provide money.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to learn how to do this for some reason, which is fine.
I'm going to answer Thomas's little note here. On that note, would wiring funds to the seller be safer or the buyer? Can you do I don't think so. Well, here's what I would do. If I had to do something, I've certainly sold property and had them wire me the money as me, the seller, them, the buyer. No problem there.
Yeah.
And me wiring, I haven't, unless how about this? On bigger transactions, when I know the guy and I might be buying a chunk of property, then, which I'm really not doing that. I'm usually selling, not buying, but I have no trouble wiring that. So say you're buying from a seller who has 100 properties and you're doing 10 at a time or something like that. And you're going to you have a relationship with this person. No trouble wiring money back and forth. Is that good?
Yeah. In a perfect world, at the exact same moment in the universe, a deed would get handed over and a check would get handed over the other way to the notary. So does it ever happen that way? No. And there's no way to accomplish that with a wire transfer. Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't wires, unless you, like Jill said, unless you have a relationship, wire transfer is definitely not the way to go. I don't think. I
don't know. I like Michael's thing, since I've done it, although I would ask for a more strongly worded purchase agreement. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. What's Luke said? I lost a cashier's check. Took 3 months to get my money back from the bank. Lost. The mail never cashed. That's good. I did a close for $25K at a bank notary, doing one for $8K and $16K. There's some more of these things. And Kathleen had a signing at a Walmart Supercenter, had a notary do a signing. Oh, I've done it in Starbucks. I have gone with Jack before and said, come on, we're going to Starbucks to meet this lady. She happens to be local, and done that.
I've done it all, Western Union, all of it.
Mm-hmm. And I got a nice hug.
Did you
remember?
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I mean, that was the one that just comes to mind, but we've had several. Yeah, there's
been a couple deals in the last 3 years, where I fell out of my chair when they came in, and I called the person and said, "Where are you right now?"
Right.
And I made up a story about how I was going to be mysteriously be there for anyway, as luck would have it. And I got in my car and went and closed the deal.
I remember when you left California to go back to, you drove. I remember because you got in a little bit of an accident.
Yeah.
You got rear-ended on that one. So it was a run to the bank situation. Yeah. So
that was an estate scenario, and she was with her sister closing out an estate. They hadn't been in Arizona in like 25 years, and I met them in a coffee shop and did the deal.
You know what? I think we should end on this because it ties into what we're just talking about. Well, we'll get a few more questions, but let me say what you're.
We didn't really answer Michael's question, and I will.
Oh yeah. Okay, we'll get back to that. But to wrap up this thought is time kills deals. We're doing a whole show on that coming up. So when you guys are excited, do it. You need to hurry it up and close those deals.
Right.
Buying or selling.
All right. Anyway, Michael says he's got 3 properties that are 10 acres total under an option from Maryland for $100,000. Most 1 acre properties are 75. First property as well, power septic, and once was a house, which is great. Price them on LandWatch for $140. Yeah, it seems reasonable. Mm-hmm. Really reasonable. And this is banner ad worthy. So he said it's in Maryland. I would seriously, when we're done with this call here, I would call LandWatch and ask for the Maryland banner. I think it's $200 a month, something like that, or at least the one that's in the county. And that almost guarantees that you're going to sell these properties within a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. Hey, you're going to have to sell these with title insurance too, because of the dollar amount. So I would line that up before you start also. Yes, and I think putting stuff in the MLS at that level for a flat fee is a great idea.
Mm-hmm. That's good. This is a good question, Jason. Thank you. Remedies for analysis paralysis on picking counties that seem to be similarly attractive. Well, here's what I would say. Do them. You're basically, so you have 10 counties and you don't know which one to do. Pick one and hit the other 9. Just because you're not hitting those other 9 now, you don't have to pick one and you're married to that county kind of thing. So you're going to be in this for a while, Jason.
Yeah.
So
well said.
Thank you. So whatever sings to you right now and seems easy, check all the things, and this will help you decide, like we talked about today. I don't know what we're talking about, but make sure you can find maps easily. Make sure you can find out all the people in the county. I mean, if you want a differentiating thing, think about closing the transaction and doing the due diligence on properties in that county. And that may help you decide, okay, this one's really easy. They've got their maps. There's a lot of free information online. The GIS is really easy to download if I need to look at that.
Make sure Parcel Fact works in that county.
Correct.
There's about 10 or 12 or 18 counties it doesn't work in out of the 3,400. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, Parcel Facts. I mean, if you haven't gotten a free username yet, go check that out because it solves like 9 problems. Mm-hmm. And,
also, maybe look and see based on other properties selling on other sites. Are there a lot of properties available in each county? Because if there's not, that might be another indication too. Like, hey, I don't see very much for sale in this county. I might be the only one. I'm going to check that one out. Some
of the best deals that Jill and I have done together are in counties where it's diametrically the opposite of what I say in Cash Flow from Land program. There's no properties listed. There are urban counties, and they have no tax sale history at all. So you get, once you get those 10 deals under your belt, it's time to get creative.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
When Jill started, I started a long time before Jill. When she started and we started together doing this full time, I remember her running around the office trying to get these deals done. And I said, because usually I'm the one who's running around. And she was like, we got to get these deals done. I said, wait a minute. Next week, there's going to be 20 more deals just like this. And it took her about a month to really have that sink in. That there's something goes wrong. It's no big deal. Mm-hmm. There's going to just send some more mail out. There's going to be a couple more properties coming up in the next few days.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I do. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, home run. I'm never going to have that one as good as that. And then next thing you know, another one and then another one. I'm like, well, okay, I stopped using that phrase because it keeps happening. So, yep, it's all good.
Thanks for listening and participating. And we're going to answer these next 2 questions, and then we're going to sign off. We're here next. There's always a next Thursday for us to answer your questions.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, everyone.
Go ahead, Joe.
I'm set.
Oh, you want to answer these two real quick?
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. He's saying thank you for putting our stuff on YouTube so quickly and working, and you can listen to him soon after. So that's really good. I'm glad. All right, and Kathleen's got one more in real quick. Talking to folks at the county about a few parcels in one specific area, they all ask, have you seen the parcels? You need to go look before you buy. Oh, gosh, it's kind of rough there, and I wouldn't buy there. Yes, it's because they can't drive their Corvette on it or whatever it is. It's in an older subdivision. Should I put some weight into these opinions?
No.
No. No. Just, you know why, Kathleen? This is one of those things that they think because it's not their cup of tea, it's nobody's cup of tea. And we're way past that. You know, look at Luke selling cliffside things to whatever. I've sold these weird remote things to hunters.
You know what Jill does in this, Kathleen?
Yeah.
You know what Jill does in this situation? She finds a drugstore or a shoe store or a gas station that's close to the property. That's close to the property, and she calls them. And whoever answers the phone, she sits there for 20 minutes and asks them all about, find one that's really close to the property. Mm-hmm. Any commercial business with the phone number. And she'll find, and that's how you get the real boots on the ground information about property in a local area, not from the county.
But even then, I take it with a grain of salt because, again, just because it's not something that appeals to you doesn't mean it's not going to appeal to somebody else. That's my whole thing. So, and you just properly display it online and the right guy's going to come along. So, yeah, I don't listen to them at all about that stuff. I think it's funny. You want to do wands real quick here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And then we really do need to go.
Okay. I'm scrubbing my list right now, and it shows, just a little shout out.
That's hilarious.
That's good. Asset Holding. Who's that? I don't.
Asset Holding is our acquisition company.
Who's that? As one of the current owners. Guess I picked a good county. Yep. LOL.
You did.
Yep. Good job.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great acquisition week. Same time next Thursday. Bye.
Bye.